that means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Nonnery Project. Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hangu's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa's Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone. In fact, Junpei didn't think, he knew. He couldn't explain why or how, but he had no doubt that Santa had killed no one. Perhaps the madness of the last several hours was finally driving him insane, but Junpei had ceased to be surprised at his sudden knowledge and had even begun to accept it. If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it? I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you. Snake, Clover, and Seven all nodded. The next target will be Gentaro Hangu,
the person who planned the Donnery Project.
In other words, Ace.
There was a moment of silence. And then the room shook. From far away, they heard the sudden rush of water. Like metal on metal.
Oh, what the hell's going on here?
It must be 6 a.m. We've just been standing here for hours talking about nonsense instead of saving our lives. What kind of fools are we? We're anime fools, that's what. Our time is up.
Shit.
Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
This is no time to play the
In the drawer that had held the picture was a key card. Junpei grabbed it. I'm betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on. Let's go. New material's been added. Yeah, just kidding. We can bring it up when we're the next fight. All right, key card 0. A key card with a 0 in the middle of it. 0. 0. God damn it, Zero's just screwing with us, isn't he? Yes, he is. That's what Zero do. I don't think I need to search the coffin, though. Let's try to find the door. All right, let's just swipe this card.
Junpei, look. It's unlocked.
Yeah, now we can go back to the library.
Hurry up, Junpei. We don't have time. Let's go. Nah, why don't we just hang around here? We can recall flashbacks and talk conspiracy theories, whatever. Time is no object in this game. All right, let's go. Oh, we found it. We found it. The door opened and they stumbled into the library. And then they saved. Wow. The shaking had stopped, but they knew the danger hadn't passed. They ran across the hallway straight for the large metal door. Next to the door was the Uranus card reader. They slid the key card through, and the door rumbled open. Out of the library and into the hallway they ran. At the end of the hallway was a door. Junpei reached into his pocket to pull out the key as he ran toward it. The key he put into the lock was the Neptune key. He turned it. The lock clicked. As one, they shoved the door open and poured through it. In front of them was another great metal door. Above it was a metal plaque. It read Incinerator. So this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, buddy. Yeah, I think so.
Then there ought to be an 11 near the door. Yeah, right here. Junpei ran up to it. Pull that and the door should open. Got it. As he spoke, he pulled the lever. The motor in the door groaned as it slowly ground open, like metal on metal. There was no time to waste. As soon as the door had opened far enough to admit them, all four dashed through. Then suddenly, there before them, were the four who they'd parted from earlier. Ace and Lotus stood in front of the number 9 door. Santa was curled into a ball against the wall of the incinerator, holding his stomach. And then there was June. She sat slumped against the wall, exhausted. What had happened? Junpei ran toward June. He skidded to a stop in front of her and knelt down. What's wrong? Are you okay?
Jumpy.
Her face was pale and her lips dry. When she spoke, he could barely hear her.
Jumpy.
You see, I knew that was coming.
You came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
She mumbled the same words over and over, weakly. Junpei could feel his heart breaking. Hey, what happened to you?
I'm fine. I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
Are you sure?
Yes, I just need to rest a little longer. You shouldn't worry about me.
She was looking toward Santa. Junpei turned to look as well. Santa grimaced, his face contorted in pain. Seven grabbed him by the collar and roared at him.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere?
Ugh. Despite himself, a grunt of pain escaped Santa's lips as Seven shook him.
I don't have it. I got sucker punched and they took the gun.
What? Who took it?
What? Isn't that obvious? I took the gun.
Ace! He did indeed have the revolver in his hand. It was pressed against Lotus's temple. Ace had her pinned to him with the other arm, and she was shaking visibly. Her fiery attitude was gone, replaced by fear. She didn't dare speak. There was sweat on her forehead, and when her eyes weren't flicking up to the gun pressed against her, they seemed to desperately want to say something.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Kentaro Hongo, CEO of Credo Pharmaceutical?
Seven's deep baritone rumble shook the walls. Ace sneered.
You have me at a disadvantage, and I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain?
The pain of prosopagnosia, right? Junpei's voice was casual, or at least it was trying to be.
Ha! Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Junpei couldn't say, he just knew. Another unexplainable mystery.
No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go.
Behind Ace, Junpei could see the red. It was placed in the small indentation on the wall. Quickly, Ace placed his hand on the scanner. It beeped, and he forced Lotus's hand onto it as well. Then at last, he reached into the pocket of his jacket, he pulled something out and pressed it against the panel. The third asterisk appeared on the red. Oops. The thing he had used for the final verification was the bracelet with the number 9. It had belonged to the first man to die, Kubota. 1 plus 8 plus 9 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
I believe I've won this game.
His smirk made Junpei's blood boil.
I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, something about the way he'd spoken. Did Ace not know who Zero was? Junpei's eyes flicked toward Santa. He hadn't moved since they'd entered the room. Santa was still holding his stomach and groaning as if in immense pain. Junpei wasn't sure if it was real pain, but he wasn't sure it wasn't either. What the hell did Santa have up his sleeve this time?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending. I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye.
Wait!
Ace, of course, paid no heed to Seven's request and laid hold of the lever on the red. With a sickening sense of finality, he pulled it.
What? What? isn't it opening?
Lotus tried to take advantage of Ace's confusion and managed to twist herself out of his grasp, but at the last second, he grabbed hold of her wrist and shoved it into the red. He waved the number 9 bracelet over the red, and then his own bracelet as well. He pulled the lever a second time.
No! What is this? Why?
The digital root...
The digital root should be 9. It has to be 9. Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Ace's fury and confusion had overridden all other thoughts. He had set down the revolver. It was just below the red. 7 chose that moment to act. He moved far faster than a man of his bulk should have been able to, and he launched that bulk straight at Ace.
6. Upgrade! Rah!
Tony. It was over before they knew it. In the blink of an eye, Ace was on the floor. He rolled onto his side, groaning in pain.
Ugh.
Lotus ran straight for Junpei. She darted around behind him and stuck her head out, making sure to keep Junpei between herself and Ace. Phew, that was close. Too close. Thank you, 7.
Don't mention it.
7 stood over his Ace, his breathing slow and heavy.
Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago? Then you must be...
Yeah, you finally figure it out, dumbass.
Ace planted his hands on the floor and shook his head. Junpei walked toward him. He stopped and looked down at Ace with pity on his face. Ace, you killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
Wait, Nijisaki?
He peered at Junpei, genuinely confused. Oh, right. You don't know yet. All right, we'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the nunnery game, the number 9 was dangerous. Whoever had the number 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. You could add 9 to any number, and the digital root wouldn't change. 1 plus 9 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. 2 plus 9 equals 11. 1 plus 1 equals 2, and so forth. 3 plus 9 equals 12. In other words, number 9 could do whatever they wanted. Ace had wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. Ace also wanted to have the number 9 bracelet himself, so that he could make use of its power. In fact, he later made use of it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number had been different, Kubota presented a problem for Ace. Kubota had known Ace's past. He knew what happened had happened 9 years before. Before he told anyone, Ace had to silence him. 4. But last and perhaps most disturbing, Ace had used Kubota as a test. He wanted to know how serious this nunnery game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? He convinced Kubota to break the rules so that he might see what happened. That was why you killed Kubota, but he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing part for the red, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki. Chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not... that was Nijisaki? Why? How did...
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid. But his presence made you think.
Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me? Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him.
That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red. verified your own number, and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds passed, and poor Nijisaki was dead.
Then you mean to say Snake is still alive?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man, but I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Ace's self-derision was frustrating, but Junpei kept his emotions in check and continued. Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
I handed you the pocket watch and you left the room. Ace had been in charge of the Nanari project. He would, of course, have known the solution to every puzzle. It followed then that he knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All Ace had to do was place the pocket watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, he was able to enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there. Next to him was an axe that fairly begged Ace to kill Musashido with it. He picked up the axe and swung it, burying the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took. Afterwards, Ace returned to the chart room as though nothing had happened.
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
With no reason not to, Junpei had followed Ace to the wheelhouse. When they reached the wheelhouse, Ace slipped his hand into Junpei's vest. He pulled out a piece of paper, the piece of paper Junpei had used to cheat during the vote. But it wasn't the piece of paper that Ace was after. His true purpose had been to slip the pocket watch into Junpei's pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. It had far too many flaws, and the wrong word of discovery could easily have toppled it. What had made Ace so desperate? That was the only thing Junpei hadn't been able to figure out. Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it, but why?
Because of this.
Slowly, Ace reached down and pulled something out of his pocket. It was a folded piece of paper. Junpei took it and opened it. This was what it said. Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the Nanari game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past.
I've prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. 0. When I awoke in that room on D-Deck, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first. That sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace had confessed everything. What energy had left him with the truth, and he sagged on his knees. Although he had confessed, his sins were not forgiven. Junpei felt revulsion for the pathetic man on the floor near his feet, but in among the revulsion was a hint of pity. After all, Ace had not been the only person who murdered those three men. Junpei spoke quietly. Ace, you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
Yes, so it would seem. I was little more than a puppet in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap. I'm quite ashamed of myself. But yes, this was a trap. It was Zero's trap, and I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to do.
Yeah, my dude, thank you for the gift subs to Schooner and Archangel. Thank you. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Yes, that does get you a gift sub pick. Thank you, my dude. By manipulating Ace, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nunnery game happened. Am I right, Santa? Junpei looked over at Santa. As Junpei spoke, he stood up, his legs still shaky.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh?
Seven's face was sad as he spoke.
My memory came back, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki, know that about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who played the nunnery game this time around was Zero. And Zero's you.
Huh. Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh?
Santa's smile was sarcastic and something else.
Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki. I was one of the kids in the nunnery game 9 years ago. I made it out, so did Snake over there. But there's one thing. No, I guess there's 2 things you got wrong. Number 1, I ain't Zero.
What?
Wait, what?
Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary. But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
Then, if you're not Zero, who is?
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say 2 things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said...
Oh, this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nunnery game happened.
But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the nunnery game. To save someone.
Save someone?
Right. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
What the hell you talking about? Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there, I saw...
Suddenly, Seven froze. His eyes went as wide as dinner plates, and he spun around toward June. Junpei followed his gaze. She was gone. Where June had been, there was nothing.
What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurashiki?
Seven began to mumble to himself a strange series of words strung together if his mind wasn't functioning properly. Alright, so June is 0, as I predicted. What was that, hour 6 or something? Maybe even earlier? Or no, I think it was probably a little later than that. His face was twisted with effort, as though he were struggling with something they couldn't see. He gritted his teeth and pressed his hands against the side of his head.
Oh, my head, it feels like it's gonna pop.
He groaned and fell to his knees. Seven, what the hell is going on?
I don't know. I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode.
Uh-oh, maybe it will. From somewhere far away, they all heard a deep, heavy noise. It sounded like a tremendous wheel slowly beginning to turn. Santa seemed to have entered an almost trance-like state. His words were calm and measured. What was the Nonary Project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon. And what was that phenomena? For two organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were two separate locations. Yeah, and apparently Junpei's the receiver of the code for the coffin. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. Building Q had been built to replicate exactly the interior of the Gigantic. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones on the Gigantic. They were told to send their answers in. Alright, we've already gone over this like 4 times. How many times do we have to go over this? They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters in the Gigantic. 9 times makes sense. The transmitters were put in Building Q and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. However, for some reason, she was placed in the Gigantic, with the receivers like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. And yeah, Junpei was the guy with the ponytail, or the other, not the ponytail, the other kid that was running in. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei. Where what is going? Don't play Tom. You know things you shouldn't, things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota, and how Ninja Saki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongu? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it? Well, that's... The answer to that is easy. He knew because I knew. Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures, then? Imagine a river that splits in two like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom, from a single stream into 2 branches, also known as tributaries. It only flows in one direction. It can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but never flows backward. That's why people at the river's source in the past will never know about those downstream in the future. But the people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I, the 9th letter of the alphabet, but I am also 0, the first number of numbers. No, that's not true. I'm not really 0, not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than 0, maybe even 0.1. Ooh, 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0. Well, where did she go? June. No, Akane. Where did you go?
Santa.
Why is Clover? Oh shit. Freeze. Yeah, no one got the gun. So dumb. Santa's got the gun. Guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. Looks like he's turned the tables on Ace, though. Wonder how he likes having a gun to his
There's
head.
no time to play the fool.
Get up. Sure isn't about to take that gun off him for a minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either, but he just looks drained. I guess he's going for the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify to go through that door, but... What's your plan, Santa? What are you doing? He can't get through any numbered doors with just 2 people. What the hell is he thinking? Didn't I tell you I'm Santa Claus? It's time for me to go make a wish come true. That's it? That's all he's gonna give us? What the hell does that even mean? Shit, they're out. Like metal on metal. And now the gate's shut. Looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven's headache is gone. He seems to be all right. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if this door still opens. Damn, well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon. You mean we're trapped? So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
We still haven't had any explanation of who Lotus is yet, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what?
Have you considered where we are? There can be really only one thing Santa would do now. No, you can't be serious. Oh, but he is. Shit, we've got to do something. Oh, so maybe she's the mom of some of them. Some of the kids. Maybe we can still get out through door 9. There's the red. Yeah, all right, we can do this. I've just got to... No, it's not going to work. There's no way. The 5 of us can't open this door. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 26. 2 plus 6 equals 8. Is there any combination that'll work?
Junpei, can I borrow your pen and notebook?
Sure, why not? I don't think I'm going to need them. Ever again. Well, she certainly looks purposeful. Looks like she's writing equations. A lot of them. Huh? Man, she doesn't look very happy. What? Hey, no need to be ripping pages out like that. Jeez.
What the hell you doing, Clover? Give me that.
All right, at least 7 got it away from her. Maybe now I can get a look at what she was writing. Let's see. Shit.
Then there's no other way?
Lotus. Looks like she'd figured it out, though. Man, this is just too cruel. It's okay. Go. Lotus.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Oh, don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me.
God damn it, you idiot.
Whoa, where the hell did that come from? Looks like she expected that about as much as I did.
Without, if you're not, look, it'll be bad, all right?
For a cap, he sure doesn't have much confidence. Bad.
Oh, yeah. If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Huh?
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, all right? End the story.
7. He's right. I'm not leaving you either.
Me too.
You don't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you? You're all idiots. Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can all see you're about to cry. That being said, however, I doubt we'd be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus behind.
Huh? Why?
Oh my god, won't this game just end already? This is ridiculous. I trust you remember what happened to Ace. I couldn't see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier at the red. Oh, yeah.
No! What is this? Why? The digital root should be 9. It has to be 9. Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Just to see, why don't we give it a shot?
Give it a shot.
Yes, that is what I said, you stupid, pathetic man. Two plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
You were right.
It ain't opening.
But it did open 9 years ago. The digital root was 9 then, I'm sure of it. You think maybe they changed the settings? Perhaps. Shit. If we can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are way too high. There's no way in hell we could get to that hole 7 popped out of 9 years ago. All we can do is stand here and stare at this door with a 9 on it. What, you can't try other combinations? Why not add lotuses to the mix? I guess this is it. This is the end. Oh god, if it's gonna be a bad ending, please no.
I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums, I heard. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. I knew everything about him, what he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness was inside of him. Through the morphic field set we were resonant, and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise like a clap of thunder. That was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off in the ship we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonant event melted into him, and we became one, inside of Junpei. Somehow I found myself in Junpei's mind, 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in 2 realities at once. One was the present, and the other was the future. Perhaps you can think of it as 2 movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually, it becomes difficult to separate them and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me.
Come on over here.
That was my brother, Howie. He was screaming. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age.
Come on, hurry up.
We ran down a long straight hallway and burst into the large hospital room. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got in a fist fight. A girl watching them began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It has been 2 hours since the nunnery game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. 9 years later, we would call him Snake.
Hello, everyone. Yes, could you come over here for a moment?
He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down, and we gathered around him.
I have a little sister. She is very important to me. Right now, she is over in Building Q and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday.
As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers.
I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I've already told you, but I'm blind.
For a man who can't see, collecting
For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is, well, it is difficult. But my sister means a great deal to me, and I hoped that these would show her how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Every one of you has a brother or sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand? If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way. Did you know that the leaves in the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck? Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. No, Mel. He got 9 different 4-leaf clovers. They're a promise between friends. He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too.
Eventually he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say.
Now don't ever forget, so long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand? When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with the number 9 on it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Oh my god, this is so long. I'm not gonna be surprised if this playthrough is the same amount of time it took all the other playthroughs combined. I mean, this game, my fucking goodness. Holy shit. Before long, we all find ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside down funnel. For some reason, this room had another number 9, but this time it was the only one. But if there was only one door, that meant only 5 people could escape. What are we going to do? There aren't any other doors. We began to panic. Then, as if things had not gotten bad enough already, warning, warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. All right, we've seen this. We don't need to see this for the 10th time. Come on. What? What's happening? What did that thing say? That didn't sound good. My brother Owie swallowed hard and answered, I think it means this room is gonna burn. Burn? The plaque on the door says incinerator. And that voice said that the incineration is about to start. And incinerate means to burn. Oh, thanks for explaining that to us, game. I'm glad now the kids all know. No! Help me! Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes were filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man, as large as a bear.
But I'm smarter than the average bear.
9 years later, we could call him 7.
Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
The rest happened just like 7 had said it did. The 4 of us who had stayed behind were saved by 7. We crawled through the vent, away from the incinerator, and slid down into the hall. We came out on the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. We went through those and began to run up the spiral stairs. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother Owie, Snake, and 7. The other children, the ones who'd gone through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upward like a tornado. Eventually, they even used that tornado line in the previous telling of this story. Oh my god. This game is just like recycling everything. Eventually, I pulled ahead of the rest. Now we're going to hear... Why don't we hear this now from Santa's perspective? Let's hear the same story told from his perspective. He can be the narrator this time. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if any had caught up. That was when I realized. Oh no, where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present? I knew I'd had it with me when we passed through the vent. Then, had I dropped it as we slid out? I had to go back. I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. Presents were more important than all of our lives. They would stop me, I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think. I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, the room that connected to all the other areas of the ship, and hid in the shadows, and moments later I felt a run of wind as they ran past me up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down. Finally, I reached the bottom deck. I ran into the hallway and looked around frantically. There it is! It was just where I thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back towards the stairs and freedom... Yeah, the door takes like 5 seconds to open and she still can't run away during that time. The door to the incinerator opened and a man stepped out. It was Hangu, Gentaro Hangu. 9 years later, we would call him Ace. Oh, really? I didn't make that connection until now. That Hangu was Ace. We've only said it about 42 times.
How wonderful to see you decided to come back.
His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth.
Come with me. We must continue the experiment.
I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hangu's hand close over my left wrist.
I said, come with me.
There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could.
No, I don't.
Oh. No, I don't want to. Let me go. Please let go of me. I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hangu to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hangu.
Stop struggling, goddammit. Do as I tell you.
He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the
place it in
incinerator.
your purse.
So this is not telling us anything that we didn't hear already. I screamed, "Help me! Somebody, help me!" Then suddenly...
Akane!
The door to the stairs flew open, and my brother Aoi burst out of it. Behind him came Seven and Snake.
Akane!
He cried my name again as he leapt toward Hangu. You came back! I cried out.
Ah, you're too late, idiot.
Hangu threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator. Ah! The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked toward the open number 9 door. Hangu stood between me and me. Yeah, I understand that part, Dark, but they're covering the same scenes that was covered from the other perspective, and they're just repeating the same narration of, oh, he pulled her and she wouldn't let, and like she couldn't break free, and then he threw her in there, and then so it's like, yeah, like they're going in every painstaking detail on like 3 different perspectives. It's like complete overkill. It's one thing to say the new part, which was that she went to try to get she went back to get the present, and then she hid in the stairwell as they all ran past. We don't need the blow by blow of everything else. Hangu stood between him and me, but behind him I could see my brother, my fists clench. But those fists never reached Hangu. With the cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hangu glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there was an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared. Like, we don't need all of this. We probably saw this whole process of putting bracelets in front of scanners 84 times over the course of this. We don't need, oh, guess what? Asterisks appeared as each one waved in turn. Then he reached out to the door and pulled a lever. Then the door, with a metal groaning, opened like the sound of metal and metal. They looked at each other and then, I mean, come on. We don't, it's fine 1 time and then 2 times you can reiterate. Once it's a fucking pattern. You're the reader. Like, oh my god. He checked the screen, then tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all and walked past me as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later, the double door slid shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran toward the door with the 9. Akane! Akane, are you okay? I could hear a voice from the other side of the door, a worried, frightened voice. Help me! My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely across the empty room. What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongu?
He went out the other door.
What?
Then it started again. Oh god, now we have to hear this again. Warning, warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Holy shit, man, I knew what it was gonna say, but that was one hell of a creepy voice. I knew it. It's starting. Santa started the incinerator.
Fuck. Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years.
What the hell? What the hell? What are you talking about? It's 9 years this, 9 years that, and when is it not 9 years something? Then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments? What in God's name are you talking about? You aren't making any sense. Welcome to the game, Lotus. Welcome to the game. Glad you could join us. I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have the time to explain it right now. Oh my god. See, everyone has time for everything until someone just says, "Oh, we don't have time for that." Oh my god. Go fuck yourself. All of you just go fuck yourself. My god. Oh my god. Wow, this game is just fucking torture. Holy shit. It's so bad. It's just really bad. Wow. Let's resume. I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have the time to explain it right now. I promise I'll tell you everything once we get out of here. Bye. Automatic incineration will take place in 17 minutes. You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn. Yeah. No fucking shit, Sherlock. We've already heard that already. I think all of these people here are old enough to know what incinerate means. Yeah, thank you, Lotus. What kind of idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means. So is this the writer's way of like thinking, oh, the players probably don't know what incinerate means, even though we've already explained what it means, even though I already explained what it means. But I don't want to outwardly insult them. So instead I'll make it sound like they're insulting the characters, but still letting them know what it means. Like, oh my God. How many times have we been in the incinerator and we've seen it go off too? Well, God damn it. Okay, fine. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7, figure this out.
What? Why me?
Just shut up and stop this thing.
How the hell?
There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button. There isn't anything like that. How the hell do you know? Because I looked for it 9 years ago. Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait. The floor. It's moving. What else can I say about it but, what the hell is that? What else could I say but, you just said what? You just repeated the same fucking thing. Oh, this is supposed to be Oh my god. So this is supposed to be what's her face? June back in 9 years ago, in the same position. What is that? The floor opened and a machine rose up out of it. See, I mean, I had to go back like to remember that, but there's like they don't even have any way to like separate the two like parallel timelines. It looked like a computer. At least it kind of did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some kind. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. No spoilers, guys. I wiped them off, even as more took their place, and forced myself forward. Finally, I reached it. Finally? I mean, how big a room is this? It takes you to reach it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. All I can see on this screen is a reflection of my own face. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives it home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, all right? Everything's gonna be okay. Gah, man, I wish that thing would just shut up. Automatic incineration will take place in 15 minutes. All right, back to this thing. If it's only showing up now, then it's gotta be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it? Hey, move. Gah. Hey, we're all tense, lady. That doesn't mean you get to shove people around. Okay, it's turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though. This is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it? Sure, just push buttons. I'm sure that'll... Huh. Well, at least it's on now. What's on the screen, though? What is this?
What the hell?
It looks like some sort of puzzle. It's got a bunch of numbers scattered across a 9x9 grid. Oh god, so it's like Sudoku and steroids. That numbers range from 1 to 9. Do you think that if we solve this puzzle, the incinerator will stop? Yeah, well, we can hope, right? Alright, puzzle, how do you work? Oh man, that goddamn voice again. Automatic incineration will take place in 13 minutes. Shit, 13 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was... Oh, wait. I forgot there was her. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. So now there's like, they have a mental mind belt across time, across 9 years. I mean, I know that's been happening, but oh my god. Oh, I mean, so if you're going to set up, okay, we have all these mysterious characters thrown together under mysterious circumstances, and then you're revealing little by little throughout the course of the game all of their backstories, people are getting their memories back, we find out who people are, what they did, how they were involved, whatever. That's all like totally fine, but if you want to get credit for having, oh, this intricate narrative that all like is sort of revealed, a clever thing like that where the player is then trying to figure out and piece the things together before they're actually revealed by the game. You can't then have the reveal be, oh, and guess what? It's magic that they can like communicate telepathically across time. I mean, then you're like, all logic is just completely going out the window, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want. So like, I'm sorry, no, you don't get credit for all of your clever like setup with your characters and relationships and mysterious circumstances and motives and, oh, who had what bracelet at what time and what number was actually the value on it and who was dressing whose clothes and who couldn't see who and who was blind and who had prospect. Like, all that's just like, I mean, look, it's far-fetched, but whatever, it's a game, I'll totally buy it as long as it all logically makes sense. But then when you're just doing fucking mental telepathy across time, then I mean, then like all logic is out the window. So why'd you bother even like trying to do any logic at all? I mean, just Jesus. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, you're totally right, Coyote. It was foreshadowed, but you can't make this like a sort of, I mean, it's not exactly a murder mystery, but it had the same thing where it's like, it's dropping clues and references that you as the player can start to piece your own theories together of who the characters are, how they're related, and, you know, as you get more bits and pieces of the story, right, you do that. But like, you know, you can speculate about who Zero is, who is Junpei really, da da da. But I don't know, to me at least, all of that is just totally undermined when you say, oh, and guess what? The key thing is they're telepathically communicating across time. I mean, I mean, all this was taking place in a, you know, theoretically the real world, right? All of the stuff could have theoretically actually have taken place. I mean, I don't know. I wonder about buying a replica of the Titanic, and whatever corporation having enough money to do that, and then setting up these elaborate puzzles or whatever, but whatever. Even that, it's at least physically possible. But then when you go here, then, anyway. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice. Hey, what are you doing? It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window in the entry door was a face, a frightening, evil face. It was Hangu. How long had he been watching me?
Don't know what to do?
He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled.
It's simple, really, but I suppose I might as well tell you.
I have a little bug up here. Or fly that gets over here. Oh, it looks like a fruit fly.
Just solve the puzzle in that machine.
His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hangu, struggling to hold back hot tears. You're a terrible person. I hate you.
Oh my, how could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice. I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see, I've even left you a way out. And yeah, by the way, they did foreshadow this in terms of, okay, like a populace over time will like sort of collectively learn how to do a certain thing. They're not directly like communicating with each other of the court, like between a 9-year gap in real time. That completely jumped the shark. I don't even think they discussed anything like that. Telepathy across time. A way out? Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that and you can stop the incinerator.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said?
Oh God, all too often.
I told you I'm a fair man.
Huh?
If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
The verification function of the red? Then I remembered. Before Hangu left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets into the red.
Ah, so you do remember. Right now, there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1 and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down at my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. I ran to the door with the 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel.
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
I hear Mongoose or Hongoose muffled voiced from across the room. Nice typo.
I already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of a fool are you?
I'm an anime fool. Is there any other kind? Why are you doing this?
Huh. You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now, start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't. I don't know how.
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't.
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. Ha ha ha! It's going to be quite hot in there in a few minutes. I imagine it will be very painful.
His horrible laugh echoed across the room, and even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it. Automatic incineration will take place in 10 minutes. I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the empty monitor. I can't. I just can't. There's no way. No way. I can't figure this out. What was I going to do? I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot, so hot, I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll Jumpy had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed. Help me, Jumpy. Oh, that's exactly what you said. Help me. From the future. Oh my God. Help. Oh yeah, I said it again. Help me. Help me. Help me. Jumpy. Jumpy. Oh my God, the writing is so fucking trite. Jumpy. Please. Help me. Jumpy. So bad. Akane.
Akane?
Who the hell is Akane? Shut up! Just shut the hell up! Simon and Lotus don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me, and I think Snake may have figured it out. No, it doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here? Akane! Akane! Can you hear me? Akane! Say something! Fuck. Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit. Akane! Answer me. Akane! Jumpy! I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course, but I'd heard it so clearly, like he was right there. Jumpy! I screamed as loud as I could. Immediately I heard him call back, even though it was a voice that sounded twice as old as he was. Akane! Jumpy! That's her. She's there. Then that means... Akane! Are you in an incinerator right now? Yes, I am. How did you know? Now I... See, okay, so she doesn't know that they're commuting telepathically, and she's talking to future Jumpy. How does she recognize that as his voice? When he was like 9 years old at this time, and now he's well past puberty, and he's like in college. What the fuck? Right, there's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane. I think I get it now. Automatic incineration will take place in 7 minutes.
Jumpy, we don't have time. As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it. And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all of this means. I know why the nunnery game was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. It's the ship of the map. Or the map of the ship. Or ship of the map, whichever you prefer. This is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is. Zero is. Akane Kurashiki. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Kurashiki. I must save her, no matter what. Automatic incineration will take place in 6 minutes.
Jumpy.
Yeah, I know. Just hang on, all right? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't worry, all right? Just give me a few minutes. Okay?
Okay. My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire.
By the way, even in the 9 years ago thing, couldn't Seven and the kids, couldn't they see through the window that she was, that this computer console rose up and she was apparently having a conversation with nobody? The way they made it seem is that like she just cried for help, they couldn't help her, and then she burned up.
6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him.
All right, time to get to work, Junpei. Is Snake talking to them about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way. Hey, what are you? Just trust me, okay? Sorry, Lotus, I didn't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, all right? Now, let's have a look at this thing. Was he communicating that telepathically to Lotus? We've got numbers all over this grid. Now, if I'm looking at this right, I'm going to need to fill in all the empty squares with other numbers from 1 to 9. But I can't use the same two numbers in any horizontal or vertical row. The same has to go for the 3x3 square with the thick lines around them. That means I need to put different numbers in the horizontal and vertical rows, as well as the 3x3 spaces. I think that's the rule here. All right, bring it on. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. Screw you, Kurashiki Akane. June, if that is your real name, which apparently it's not. I'm gonna solve this problem. Take a way out. Yes, what an original puzzle too, right? What? We have to do it upside down? Oh, come on. Fucking really? Or is it? Oh, is this an emulation bug? They're just making it arbitrarily difficult. Wait, was it designed to be like this? Or is this an emulation bug? Oh, they actually made you do it upside down. Okay, so you actually had to turn it around. Okay, so all right, that's fair game for me to do then. Okay, fair enough. Oh, it's not available in that menu. Oh, maybe I have to pause it. Hang on. No, I can't do it. It's not available in the. It's ghosted in the menu here. That sucks. Why? Yeah, it's only 0 is allowed. Oh, maybe it's because I have it horizontally. Yeah, that's probably why. So, I mean, I guess I could... Oh boy. So I could do. You know what? Actually, before we do anything, we should save. Can I not even save? Wow, they don't let me save. That sucks. Well, I was gonna change it to vertically, and then maybe I could do it, and then maybe I could flip it. See, like vertical. I'll have to change the capture, of course, but. And then okay, now I can flip it. There we go. Okay, cool. So what I'll do, we'll keep this, and then I'll do a second capture of this. And that should work here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, sorry, we're gonna temporarily close over the the buy timer. All right, just so we can see this. Oh, and then we should also. Oh. Okay. So this is how you would have more or less done it. Okay. All right, just temporarily, we're gonna look at it like this. Oops. There we go. Okay. All right. Now to actually work on solving this. All right, so this is basically a total. I assume it's still 15 in each of the 9, squares. This one, the bottom row has the most filled in. So what do we have remaining? 1 and yeah, I think 1 almost certainly. Well, actually, wait a minute. 9, 4, and 6. Oh. No, this isn't gonna be 15, 19. No, okay, never mind. So this is not what this isn't the puzzle I thought it was gonna be then. They probably all equal something. No, it's not. Hang on, can I go back to the? Oh, I can't. No, okay. Interesting. So this has to be. So I guess the addition doesn't matter. We just have to make sure that all the numbers there. All right. So it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the sums are as long as we just use each number once. I guess. Oh, but we've already. I see. We have to swap these because there was already a 5 there. So there has to be a 1 here. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, what the hell? No. I didn't even swap it, my bad. This is 5. This is 1. There we go. All right. Now, what else do we have? Oh, man, yeah, this is going to suck. So we have 3 there. Okay, only 2 on this middle column. So the missing numbers are 5 and 8. So for now, this has to be 8. This is 5. Okay. What do we have next? Where should we tackle next? That has 3. That also has 3. 4. I want to go for the ones that have the most boxes filled in. So I guess we have to do the first column as 3. All right, so let's see. We have 2, 6, and 7. That's 6 and 7. Okay, so 2 has to be here because 6 and 7 are there. And then this would have to be 7, and this would have to be 6. So it fit. All right. Next, that's 4. Okay, that one also has 3. So we'll do this row. The missing ones are 7, 8, and 9. That's 7, 9, 7, 8, 7. Okay, so this one has to be 7. 8 and 9 could be either. We don't know. They could work in either one. Oh, no. But this one already has a 9 there, so this has to be 8. So that this can be 9. Okay, good, good. Yeah, I forgot about They also have to be unique to their square as well. All right, fair enough. Well, what are our remaining numbers here? 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Yeah, that could be in either which way. We don't have enough intel on that one yet. All right. Oh, how about this row down here, middle bottom block? We are missing 4 and 6. 4 and 6. Okay, so this has to be 4 because 6 is there. So that means that's 6. Oh, what was that plus about? Oh, because we filled in all 9. I see. So that's the eventual password that you want to be able to get.
You're so good at this.
All right. Cool, cool. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. All right. What do we want to do next? Maybe this row. Well, there's 3 remaining, yeah. So we're missing 1, 3, and 8. So this has to be 1 because already. No, it could be. Yeah, that has to be 1 because it has 3 and 8 already. And these are 3 and 8. This has to be 3 because 8's up there. So 8's here. All right. Trying to think where to go next. Oh, maybe we can do this one. This has to be 1 because we used that one in that row, which leaves us with what, 3 left? Yeah. Oh, we got another plus sign. Okay. Let's see. We have 9 and 6. So this has to be 9 because 6 is down there. So that's 6 here. Okay. I guess we could try doing this one now. Bottom left block. So we are missing 4 and 9. So this has to be 4 because 9 is up there. Ooh, got a plus 8. I'm very surprised they didn't give us the 5-minute timer like in the game. All right, so then this row we have 5 and 7 left. This could be either though. Yeah, it could be either. So we probably don't want to do that one yet. Okay, this one we have 1 and 3, but there's this has to be 3, which means this is 1. All right, and that leaves us with what here? 4 and 7. Yeah. So this is 7. This is 4. And this should give us this row now too. So 1, 2, 3. We need a 5 and a 7. So this is 5. Okay. We've only need one number here. Which number is that? 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This one only needs 2. 1, 2. We're missing a 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Yeah. Okay. So this has to be 5. This is 4. Okay. This column, we have 1, 2. We're missing 3 and 5. So this is 5. This is 3. Oh, I didn't get one filled in. So this must be wrong. Oh yeah, you're right. Because whoops, my bad. There is a 5 already there. My bad. What's the other missing number then? 6. But it can't be 6 there. Oh yeah, this is wrong. Okay, I'm glad you can just clear these then. Hang on. Or the last 2 I filled in this and this, right? Yeah. Okay, let me make sure I have the right numbers there. So I'm missing 2. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there's a problem. So I think this... Is this one wrong as well? Yeah, because I already used 2 there. So I'm... 1, 2... Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3. So I'm sorry. I'm missing 4 and what? 4 and 6. 4 and 6. And then this one I'm missing 3 and 5. 3 and 5. So this is... There we go. Okay, fixed that one. Made a mistake there, but we got it. Fixed it. All right, now let's see. We'll tackle this row. 1, 2, 3. So we're missing 4 and 8. So this has to be 4, which means this is 8. Here we're missing 1 and 5. So this is 5. This is 1. And here we are missing 9. Okay. Oh, you know what? This has to be 7 is going to be the last thing because that's going to be the thing to get into the digital room. All right, so we're just missing this middle block now. All right, so we're missing 3. 3 has to be here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7. And then this is 8 and 9. So this is 8, and this is 9. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, now we're going to switch back
good at this.
to the other view. I hope, or is it still going to be like this upside down? All right. Horizontal. All right, back here. Oh, and pause. Yes, that's it. Akane, did you get it?
Yes, I did. I solved it. Well, I mean, really, you solved it for me, but I copied everything you did. Now I just have to press enter.
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it.
Okay, I will. I hit the enter key. Enter key? There doesn't seem to be any enter key. I see Ask Kataro. Emergency shutdown command has
been acknowledged. Incineration system has been shut down. Did we find it? It said seek a way out. Did we? Oh, I guess we have to go through the door to get that stuff.
Jumpy.
What's wrong?
It worked. It worked. The incinerator shut down. It worked.
I guess she went through the other door, so that's why the people didn't see her. But then he asked her point blank, and 7 seemed to indicate that, yeah, he saw the burned body. Oh, no, 7 went in there. They went in there afterwards, yeah. Maybe it's someone else's body.
Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were a very different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body. At the same time, what strength I'd had left disappeared, and I collapsed to the floor. For a while, I just lay there, laughing and crying and enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst.
Phew. I can't quite believe I did that, but I am so glad, so glad. I feel my heart's on fire. Yeah, you gotta actually do it in the present day, though, too. No, I don't have time to be thinking about that kind of shit. I need to tell Akane. Akane, sorry, but things are kind of busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now, okay? They're on the phone. I have to hang up.
Oh, of course, that's fine.
I wiped the tears from
my eyes and uttered vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then I looked over at the corner of the floor. There were the 2 bracelets Hango had left behind.
Now, well, 7 and Lotus don't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys.
Junpei, are you?
Okay. Ah, shut it. Right, okay, so maybe they have a reason to be pissed off. So what if I haven't pressed the enter key yet? All right, nothing holding me back now. Here goes. Wait. Automatic incineration will take place in 90 seconds. We're gonna have to do it again. It doesn't sound like it's stopping. What the shit? Why isn't it stopping? Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again. And again. Okay, that's not working either. The alarm's still going off. What the hell is going on? I've got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. So why the fuck isn't this thing stopping? Automatic incineration will take place in 60 seconds. Wait, of course. That's what these numbers under the puzzle mean. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Snake, Clover, me, 7, and Lotus. Then, door 9. No, that's it. That number on the door isn't a 9. It's not even a number.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a alpha, maybe. I don't know what that is. I'm only here to read.
Holy shit, of course. Then we just have to put the right number into the red and... Automatic incineration will take place in 30 seconds. Run, guys, get to the door. Run. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Don't have too much time. Why don't, wait, hold on. Let's actually go back and talk about the conspiracy theories about the Titanic and the Gigantic. We have time, certainly we have time for that. Man, I sure hope they can just trust me on this one or we all fucked. All right, no time to explain, just go. Quick, verify your numbers on the red. Verify.
Ooh.
What combination?
All of us, we all need to verify. Why? You really think this is a good time to ask questions? which should have been like everyone have said the entirety of the game? Just do it. Hurry, 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 hurry. Automatic incineration will take place in 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Central gate has been opened. Incineration system has been disabled. Oh, thank fucking Christ. No, no time to be happy. Time to go. Hurry. We've only got 9 seconds before the door closes. Go, go, go. Come on, guys, move it. Okay, they're all through. Move it, Junpei. Was he saying that? He's just trying to motivate himself to move? Just in time. And there goes the door. No, don't calm down yet. You're not done. We've still got to find the dead.
Shit. Looks like I've already done all my panting quota has been reached for the game. I'm not all left to pant. Looks like we made it, huh? Man, that guy shook.
Oh man, that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. Looks like Clover and Lotus are totally out of energy. I guess Snake probably can't see the sky, but he sure can feel the fresh air. I just want to take a nap. Akane! Akane! Akane, can you hear me? Damn, I'm getting a busy signal. I want to tell her we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel. But nothing. Don't forget to take the bracelets with you to authenticate at the dead outside. The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother. Oh wait, whoops.
The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother.
Akane!
Owie. I cried his name even though my voice was almost gone from screaming and leapt into his arms. Oh, Owie.
Connie!
I buried my face in his chest and cried again.
What, so Seven conveniently forgot that part of it? That she said?
I cried and cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. Its beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and held him as tight as I could. Just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what had seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay there in his arms forever. But I couldn't. The moment I'd passed through the door, my bracelets had begun the countdown to death. I leapt away from him and looked around. The door had already closed. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. It took me only a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hungu had dropped on the scanner panel. That was it. Phew! I took a deep breath and looked around again. At the map, and then back. At the door, the huge detective who we'd called Seven in 9 years, and Snake, the blind boy, were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open.
Alright, let's get out of here. If we don't book it,
We might, I don't know who's talking. We might run into Hungu again. Oh, it's Aoi.
Howie was right. It was time we kept moving. The mention of Hungu seemed to jar Seven and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. We took off running, up the spiraling stairs, to freedom.
Up, 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 up. Man, these stairs go on forever. But if they can get us out of here, no wonder we're running so hard. My heart's beating so hard I can barely hear my own cataracts. God, I can't wait to breathe real air again. Huh? Is Seven talking?
Hey, Junpei, can I ask you something?
What's up?
That door, the one with the 9 on it, wide and open.
Yeah, all 5 of us verified our numbers on the red. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 26. That makes our digital root A. It shouldn't have opened. That's not like you, Lotus. I thought you would have figured it out already. Huh? Why? Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of bases. Bases? Yeah, what are the 2 numbers in base 2? 0 and 1. How about base 10?
That goes from 0 to 9, right?
Then how about base 16? 0 to F. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there. B, C, D, etc. You're right. In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10. B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, and so on. So, what about it? You don't get it? What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27? Base 27? Yeah. Well, the numerical digits are the same, so I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. A is 14, F is 15, G is 16.
H is 17, I is 18, J is 19.
K is 20, L is 21, M is 22.
N is 23, O is 24, P is 25.
Yeah, and what comes after that? 20.
26.
Kill. And what does that mean? That wasn't a 9 on the door.
It was a Q, a fucking lowercase q.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess to put it another way, you could say that it was a 9 in base 10, but a Q in base 27. So they should have called the game QQQ. Q hours, Q persons, Q doors. Time for more running. God, my thighs are killing me. I swear any moment now I'm gonna tear a muscle. I feel like every single cell of my body is dying for air. Damn, every breath I take is a chore now. I feel like my lungs are gonna burst. Maybe just a short rest. No, can't stop. Don't have time. Come on, legs. There can't be many more of these steps left. Let's run like a bullet down a rifled barrel. Okay, bullets don't run, sorry to say. Like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. Oh. I feel like we're running along the back of a giant coiled dragon. Finally.
I got my quota of pants renewed. I can pant again.
Ew. Jesus, I can barely breathe. But that doesn't mean I have to pant. No, Junpei, no time to rest. Pull yourself together, you're almost there. All right, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're finally here.
Please do. By the way, how is what's his face? I mean, he was able to run up all that staircase while blind? I mean, I don't know. Okay. I guess there was a handrail or whatever. Sure, you look like a big heavy door, but you're the only thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and Akane. You're gonna open, and you're gonna open now. I willed it open.
I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was Awie's. He gave it a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace, and not only because my brother and I were back together again, thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who had been kidnapped. We were finally able to escape from the gigantic. On the distant horizon, we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed out across the ocean, and then it was gone. It's over.
It's over,
Aoi whispered. Yeah, it was over. It was finally over. It was too good to be true. Now let's talk for 3 years about how we outlove each other. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This was only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years.
Yes, finally, air. Gah! Damn, that sun is bright. I can barely see anything. Huh? I gotta admit, this doesn't look quite like... Wait. No way. We're in Nevada, Building Q. You have got to be shitting me. What? It can't be.
This is...
I mean, wasn't this already confirmed this was the case like 3 hours ago or whatever?
This is the building in the Nevada desert.
the mock experiment building.
Oh my god, this whole time we were in Building Q. Sure enough, there's a desert out there with mountains all around it. Hello there, son. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a sunrise. Huh? Did I just hear something fall? Right, our bracelets. I guess I've never really got a good look at the underside of one of these. Let's see what's inside you. Just a little electronic chip, like in an ATM card. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. There was never a detonator to begin with. Figures. Well, are they going to talk about how Kubota blew up then? Akane.
Jumpy.
Heh. Guess I must be pretty crazy about that girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind. No, don't worry, Junpei. You were crazy all along. Oh, thank Christ is right. Ah, it's over. Thank God. So they never, whatever happened to the mummy, they never had any resolution about the mummy? Or is the mummy's like arm gonna like reach out of the sand or something? That'll be the post-credits cutscene to the Okay, we'll see after the credits. Oh, it's not GG. Oh no, shit! Is this the second ending, or is this the? Oh no, no, no! Don't tell me we have to do it. It's not gonna be the good ending. They escaped. I think that's a good ending. They escaped. I said a good ending will be either we escaped or like we somehow sacrifice ourselves so that the other characters, most notably June, aka Akane, would escape. We escaped out of the ship, the bracelets came off. It's a good ending. Well, it's credits. I will resume it when the game, but no, I always stop it at credits. If there's more game to play, I'll continue it, but I'm not going to run it during credits.
Are you okay?
Oh, come on. This is nothing.
Really?
I don't know who's talking. Yeah.
You don't look okay.
It was just before the end of elementary school. Oh, it's what's her face?
Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill, looking down at the town as the sun slowly set.
How does it look then? If it were just a scene, I wouldn't have the time running. But because I need to actually physically play the game by pushing the button to advance the the dialogue, then yeah, it counts as gameplay.
He was half serious and half joking. I thought about it for a minute first.
What the fuck happened?
Well, let's see. It looks like you kissed a toad and got warts, but then they just kept growing and growing and growing. Huh? What does that even mean? Junpei grinned and, ow, 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 ow. See, I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat five 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy. Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something.
Look at the Nevada desert go past. For an SUV, this thing is a pretty smooth ride. Where'd you get the SUV? Sure was nice of someone to leave it for us outside the building, keys in the ignition and gas in the tank. Almost like it was a present, you know? Maybe the doll, the doll that was the gift with Akane morphed and changed over the course of 9 years into an SUV with a full tank of gas and keys in the ignition. Anyway, we jumped in, and now here we are, screaming across the desert. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are all squeezed into the back seat here. I still can't believe we let her drive.
Woohoo! This is so fun! This is so awesome! Driving is so great when there's nothing around. And there's no speed limit.
Hey, Clover, watch those bumps, all right? This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death.
Hey, shut it. I can't help if I'm big, alright? Suck it up.
Why don't you drive, Seven?
I'm a cop. I ain't gotta break the law.
He doesn't have an international license.
Oh, okay, so the characters are all Japanese, and I guess they didn't change it. This really is taking place in Nevada, even in the Japanese version. The original. Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat. Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up. And Clover, there's no need to slow down. The car Santa and Six are in should be somewhere down this road ahead of us.
Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks going out. There's no doubt about it.
Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
I don't know, it could be in like the Gobi Desert or something. They could have placed it in any desert. Oh shit! God damn it, she doesn't have to drive so fast. Man, I didn't even think a car like this could go this fast. We're sure throwing up a lot of dust. Oh shit.
It was a couple of hours after we'd run into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes on the back of one of the hills, drenching a kitten in gasoline.
What the fuck?
The moment we saw what they were doing, Jumpy ran up to them, furious. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Then he jumped on them. He quickly scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could. Help me, officer, please. You have to come with me. The policeman and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Jumpy, sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big swelling lumps. You couldn't throw it and run away after you threw the kitty to me? I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where a tooth had fallen out. Yeah, I guess I coulda. Then why didn't you? I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up real good like. Because of what they were doing to the kitty? Yeah, that too, but I think they were the ones behind those murders our first semester, remember? Oh, you mean the bunnies? Yeah, the bunnies! He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it into the wind. They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. Then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbit. I couldn't forgive him for that, so I...
Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get. Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do. Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Gintaro Hongu. Why did he create the nunnery project? Oh my god, now we're gonna tie up all the loose ends by talking about it. Oh my god, fuck me. Anybody? Any ideas?
Huh, why don't you ask him yourself?
Well, yeah, I guess I could.
He's still in the trunk, I assume.
Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming, with his mouth taped shut. And then all of a sudden they turn around, and there he is, like in the back seat with like a gun pointed at them. That'd be tremendous. Don't make assumptions. By the way, they're in a fucking SUV. The trunk, such as it is visible. You can see the contents of it there. What the hell? Well, might as well have a little chat with the old man. Why are they assuming just look behind you? His eyes just look empty, no emotion. He looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happens to him anymore. Hey, were you listening to us? Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's get that tape off your mouth. Come on, I know you were. Answer me. You could at least look at me when you talk, man.
I only wanted to see the faces.
Enko! Thank you so much for the 50. What was that, 50? Yes, thank you so much. $50. Thank you, Enko. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Ugh.
Ugh is right. Ugh is very right. Ugh indeed.
I only wanted to see the faces, human faces. I thought that if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces. By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others.
That's it?
Yes, if you want to put it simply. But if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness...
I think that's enough out of you, pal. And you too, Junpei. Time for the tape to go back on.
Alright, so what's your second question?
You said that there were some things you didn't get, did you? Didn't you? Well, somebody's a little nosy. Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. So we can let you off here. This is for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that? So, did they really write this because he couldn't find a way to, like, fit it in into the ending narrative?
Well, see, 9 years ago, after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own, hoping I'd catch him when he finally slipped up. During the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Godane and Alice.
You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature? Sounds like Hungu has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll let you talk, but you gotta behave. What?
Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of a peculiar plant. My research determined that it was ginger, a member of the genus Mandragora, of the family Solanaceae. I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create Saparil. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my fame, and we grew rapidly.
Shit, this is gonna go on forever, you don't say. Tape's going back on, Hungu. The rest of my questions can wait a bit, as we now play Desert Bus. In an SUV, desert SUV. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride.
Here, this is for you. What is this? This is a For You doll. His name is Junpei. Jumpy pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm toward me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn small enough to fit in his palm. Jumpy, are you sure it's a For You doll? Huh? Yeah, the lady at the shop said so. That means it's for you, right? Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll? What? That's, oh man. Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll's used for, right? Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea then. Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden. You know how after June we aren't gonna get to see each other too much? I mean, we're gonna be in different schools, and I just thought I'd, Oh, okay, well, how about we call it June then? Oh, okay. So, I wanted to give this you. Haha. You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie. Yes, I, head of tribe. This doll traditional charm of tribe. Ha. So I give this it me, so we always
This
together.
is no time to play the fool.
Oh, Jumpy. If something bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take. I reach my hand out and picks up the doll gently. Thank you so much, Jumpy. Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and fell into June's tiny yarn body. Oh, Jumpy, I'll never forget you. I promise. Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words. ... I'll never forget you either. The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down toward the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat, bathed in the warm light of evening, just the two of us, leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. The sun set and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened, and one by one, the lights of the town began to flicker on.
There's still one thing I don't get. To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and also the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator on the Gigantic, but she's still alive now, as June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then... Who am I? How do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense, he's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But Seven, he said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Or, wait, maybe that's not it at all. There is one other logical explanation. Was what you told me the truth, Seven? You look satisfied. No, no way. He couldn't.
Hey, look over there. There's somebody next to the road.
Huh?
Huh?
Hmm? All ice. The burning gaze of the Nevada sun pounded down on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on that shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. Alice knows how to hitchhike. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. Wooden Door Creek? And? What? Was that the coffin closing? Oh my god. Would I like to keep the information? Sure. Why not keep the information? All right, let's see what ending it is. What? It's both endings? The hell? We got both of them filled in. How did we get? Okay, these were the two rooms that we missed before. I remember that were vacant on the on this list. But how? Yeah, so it shows both. I guess that's Akane and Coffin. Oh. The ending I missed was the good ending, which stops at the coffin. Wait, what? This was a good ending. Ugh, isn't it? The ultimate ending that gives you everything? Coffin end, the game stops at the coffin scene if you didn't get safe already. Wait, oh, you mean where Snake is trapped? Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good ending though, because then you didn't escape. You still haven't escaped the building. And you needed safe to get past Coffin, otherwise Coffin would be a dead end until you do safe. Right, so I don't see how Coffin would be a good end. But why did they give us Coffin now? Because we didn't get that ending. The game forces you through unrequired bad end. Yeah, so, God, I'm sorry. Like, I think completely got fixed. So credit to them in the remaster. But to make it's required, now you guys confirmed, even if you clairvoyantly knew every exact right thing to do, you still have to play the game at least twice. And that's knowing, like, everything to do. And yet they make you wait through, have to sit down there and just press hold right to go through all the dialogue and do all of the puzzles all over again. So fuck that, wow. Awful. All right, we're gonna give out, or who out, 34 Cedrics for the game taking 34 hours and 19 minutes, my God. Morse code puzzle translates to 35 equals Z or Z. Not sure if I ever noticed that. Oh, the one that was ICE? You're talking about ICE? Oh, save and conf never double up on doors. Well, no, you still have to. You still have to do the the first puzzle even before you meet the other characters in the third class cabin. Saying absolute. I just think it's unforgivable. It's a complete FU to the player. The game also is like insulting to the player, but then also to just completely waste your time. I mean, fuck. Yeah, and the flowchart, which is not included at all. And again, they knew exactly what they're doing because they used the flowchart in 428 Shibuya Scramble, which came out in 2008, a year before this. If I had to give past Hippo a progress metric, what would I say? I'd probably say there isn't really one. There isn't really one. Because if you only need 2 endings to get... You need at least safe. You need to have gotten the safe ending to get the other one, right? So yeah, I would say there isn't any. I wouldn't say there would not be a progress metric. So I don't know why we started off with rooms and then even went to endings. I mean, endings it's nice to see, but that's not like a progress metric, meaning we didn't need the knife or sub or axe endings at all, right? We didn't need those. Those didn't even give us really additional information either. So yeah, I would say it probably really isn't one. Yeah, but obviously, needless to say, I did not care for this game in the slightest. Again, the lack of a flowchart, no save files, and not even a skip button to skip dialogue or skip puzzles you've already done before, just led to a lot of complete and utterly wasted time, which is completely unforgivable. Beyond that, the game was extremely self-indulgent, horribly overwritten and repetitive. It thought it was a lot more clever than it was. All of this waxing poetic on conspiracy theories and the pseudoscience, just like garbage. Yeah. The puzzles, most of the puzzles were like fine, but they also like weren't really consistent with like what was actually supposedly happening with the characters in the game. So it was just kind of like, oh my god. The music was good. Also, the thing was like lazy. They only had like a set number of character animations, which I know that's what like visual novels are like. That's the style, but I still think it's lazy. They like say characters like holding things, but then you look at the character and they're holding nothing, or I don't know. It was hard to tell who was talking at some points because it wasn't even written clearly. So I didn't even know who to do like the acting with. So yeah. Yeah, if you really wanted to play this game, I think you'd have to play the remaster because, God, this was fucking wretched. You know, I would say it sounds like most of you who have played this did play, you know, at least your first time you played the remaster. So I could see why you'd certainly like that a lot more. But that said, we know, based on what you guys said, that this was a hit with this very version, which I'm completely baffled by. I do not understand how American audiences lapped this up, or at least Western audience. I think it was American specifically, not just Western. It was specifically the American audience where it sold well, and people loved it. I don't understand when it subjects you and treats you this way. I guess because you guys said people would just automatically look up the flow charts or the walkthroughs or the guides or whatever, but Jesus. Oh yeah, the game was constantly giving us a hint. Yeah, sometimes it robbed us of even trying to solve stuff. The entire plan implied the bottom screen was a Connie's perspective. No, I didn't get that. I'd have to think about that retroactively, Kitty, and at the time I was just, my god, just getting through all this inane, awful dialogue and writing. Just trash. I thought the game was trash, honestly. I still prefer it to Phoenix Wright, though. There weren't as many like facepalm moments in this as Phoenix Wright, and the actual gameplay, at least there were like a few fun puzzles. So it's not saying the game didn't have redeeming value, and I liked the music too. But I thought like the writing and the game design of the narrative was handled horribly, just positively horrible. So this is most definitely a bottom 10 game on the Adventure Quest. Not even close. Oh god. All right, let's head to our Hall of Adventure. Bookcase number 2. Ad game 298, 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, 99 hippo pains. Put it up on the shelf.